Good morning, folks. It is the 11th of February, and this is going to be Giving Psychology Away number 112. Oh, 4:03 in the morning. This is the perfect time. Woken up twice. The winds came up just too strong. About to blow my awning off. The winds that are more than 30 miles an hour. The flag is standing out straight, maybe even going upward a little bit. So it's over 30 miles an hour. Look, I've got a new series going on, and you're tuned into the second one. And today, what we're talking about is treason. We're talking about traitors to the United States of America. And today, I bring your attention to Bill O'Reilly. The man has been a traitor and is a traitor. He's been too carried away with fronting a bunch of books on a bunch of murders. And he seems to be getting carried away now. He's out there hawking this war like all we got to do is step up to the plate and we can beat them easily. Dumbass. We are dumbasses for listening to that man, allowing him on the radio, considering him a damn conservative. There's nothing conservative about him. He holds himself above everybody else. Pompous guy. Mike Savage referred to him as the leprechaun because he was big and it didn't quite suit him. You know, it's one of those nicknames that's the opposite of what you really mean, like Honest Abe was dishonest as hell. What he's doing right now is he's trying to sell you on this war to get you set up for the nukes. You need to understand that the evil ones decide they have to take down America, and we are in extreme danger because of jingoists like him who are trying to sell you on this war. You need to back off on this war as fast as you can, folks. This one's in the Bible. This one is a nuclear exchange. This one is across the whole planet. Because of dumbasses like him, or is it dumbasses like us, to allow that son of a bitch on the radio. Let me tell you his first act of treason. He mocked the birthers. Remember when people wanted to know if Obama was an American citizen? Obama wasn't an American citizen, wasn't even born here. You need to understand, he was an agent. He was a British subject, as far as I can tell. And then his mother got him some sort of citizenship in Indonesia. He was set up by her own CIA, and he was set up to destroy this nation. And Bill O'Reilly mocked the people who were going after the birth certificate, saying he wasn't supposed to be president. Well, he really was not qualified, not at all. And he did destroy your institutions. He knocked them all off. He set everything up. He's the one that's put into place this nuclear response of ours, this failure to respond, which will get us nuked. He and his transgendered, transvestite, whatever the hell Muchel is, that football player, that running back, that man dressed as a woman. They hate America, folks. They want to see it destroyed. Did you know Barack Insane Obama is out there on Martha's Vineyard? Was it Nantucket or whatever the hell? They're out on an island out there, Martha's Vineyard, right? With the other rich people, like 14 acres or whatever. It's a big, beautiful place. Looks like a freaking castle. He knows what's coming. He knows the EMP they're going to do on us. And don't blame the Chi-Coms. It's our own government doing that to us. They're just going to use the Chi-Coms as an excuse. Brock put in a nice generator, and he put in the biggest gas tank you can put in. It required special environmental protections and government protections. I think it's like 2,500 gallons of gas. So he can actually have power going for a long time out there. Because they know that the rest of us are going to be deprived of power for a while. And this balloon, this trial balloon that they sent up, is to get you used to it. It's to desensitize you. All they got to do is put 8 balloons up at high altitude. space them out just about equally across the North American continent, across the country. Pop those nukes off so high up there you'll see a flash, but you won't feel it, you won't hear it. And they take out our entire electrical apparatus, and they know or say that within a year 90% of us will be dead. They want us dead, folks. And Bill O'Reilly is one of their mockingbird people for the CIA. You need to understand you're living in a police state. You need to understand you have pure evil at the helm. You need to understand that you cannot comprehend this evil. You cannot comprehend how bad these people are. It is beyond your understanding. Why? Because we tend to judge other people by ourselves. We would never think anybody would ever do anything like that. Why, that's crazy. They'd never do that. Really? You think they'd never do that? Come on, folks, get off your high horse. Stop being so frickin' narcissistic you think you're invulnerable. This nation is vulnerable because of high treason. Treason in high places. And Bill O'Reilly's committing it by trying to tell you we can win this war. We just needed to have stepped up to the plate a long time ago and it would have been all over. Are you kidding? This is an existential threat for Russia. This thing was started by Barack Obama. Man, I thought he just wanted the Russians to win. He wanted communism. I thought that's all he was. Kind of an ideologue. I didn't realize he was that dangerous. Didn't realize he was that insane, that evil. The guy is really wicked. And you think it's okay to put whoever you want in the office because they'd never do that. Are you kidding me? The guy is so-called controlled opposition. He's working for the bad guys. He does his best to keep you distracted. A lot of these players in the media are traitors. He's a leading actor. He's the one that got you to keep Obama in office. What's the worst thing that Obama did? Obama changed our nuclear response. It used to be launch on warning. If the other side launched their ICBMs, we launched within minutes. And it was a deterrent because it was mutually assured destruction, because even though they got their missiles off first, our missiles were going to be crossing in the air and they were going to get hit right away. Now that is a deterrent. What did Barack change it to? He changed it so that we will not respond. We will not launch on warning. We will take the first hit because, by God, as Bibi Netanyahu says, they can take the hit. That's what he said about America. That's how much of a friend he is. Dan Bongino has him on, and I mean, he's like a damn young schoolgirl all over Bibi Netanyahu. I don't remember his real name, but he's a name changer. Come out of Poland. Folks, they've targeted the United States of America. This is not a typical war. It's not straight ahead. They've been fooling with us and screwing with us the whole time. It's been a big psyop to get us able, so they can milk us again. And they brought our military hardware down so that we can't defend ourselves. Now hear me, hear this really well. We were set up for most of my life. The boast was we could fight a war on two fronts. We can't do that anymore. Guess how many fronts you're going to be having? The Bible is really clear. 6 different countries, 6 different fronts. That's what you're facing. They're actually named in the Bible. Pastor Paul Burnham told me the countries, ripped it off the top of his head. It was easy for him. I don't remember all the countries, but you know Russia's on that. team, you know China is on that as well. And there's going to be 4 more joining them, going after us. They're setting everything up. They're trying to kill as many people as they can. They take great pride in that. Their god is Molech. Their god is also called Baal. It's in the Bible. Read it. The God of America today is really the God of war. And you Christians with your religion, you've been so misguided. Jesus would never do that. He's not like the God of the Old Testament. Are you kidding? You don't even know his name. Okay, folks. I just want to point out we've got treasonous rat bastards setting us up so we can take the hit. And according to Barack Obama, our nuclear response policy is no response for the first day. We will wait, and then we will assess the damage on the second day. Talk about insanity. And we might or we might not retaliate. That, to me, is motivating the other parties to hit us hard, hit us fast, and the pounding won't stop once they start, folks. It is going to be bad. It's going to be hellfire and brimstone. Why? Why does Yahweh permit this? Because we've become Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. And Sodom wasn't just about sodomy. You want to know about the character of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbors? Go read the book of Jasher. Jasher. The prophet Jasher. On my other channel, which is being suppressed, it's an inside joke. There was no prophet named Jasher. Jasher means upright. The book of the upright. It's written in the same style as the book of Genesis. And they detail what the cultural norms were for Sodom. They were absolutely horrible. What are our cultural norms today? Have we not become the enemy of Yahweh? And what does Yahweh say in his Bible he does? What does Yahweh say he uses against his enemies? What does Yahweh use against those who hate him? It's in Deuteronomy. I think it's 41:32. 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers are in there. And you will see it's sometimes translated as lightning or glittering sword in English. And that name is Barak. Bill O'Reilly helped sanitize the son of a bitch and brought him to you. Folks, let's stop this war. You're going to be hearing me call out a lot of treason. And if you go to the King James version of the Apocrypha, you will see sedition mentioned. That's the word that was mentioned in the original King James version. The modern English doesn't use the word sedition. And that's what we have had. I don't think Trump changed that policy. I don't know that Trump really is on our side. I think he's controlled as well. I think he's one of the leading actors in that bullshit that's being foisted off on in the great deception to take us down. Folks, you need to defend yourselves. You need to take these people out of office as fast as you can. And I don't know about Speaker McCarthy as president. He's doing good things as Speaker. He's amazed me on some of the stuff. But when a man shows up with the damn colors of a foreign nation on his handkerchief in his pocket, how will he ever stop the war in the Ukraine? I don't think he will. It's all the I am bought off party. It's all controlled. It's a hell of a show they put on us in Washington, D.C. It's a hell of a show they put on us out of Hollywood. There's nothing new. Except there's enough nukes now to take the whole planet down a couple times over. As far as what's been going on, this stuff's been going on for centuries, millennia. Even the Shakespearean tradition is visited upon us now. It's psychological warfare. It is just off the charts. And they want to kill as many as they can. And if you read the Bible clearly, you will see they will bring pestilence, famine, the sword. So we have biologicals. We have sickness. We have famine just getting started. They're destroying our companies, our plants every day, and there's no outrage about it. It's not in the top of the news. Why is that? Because the enemy owns the news. If I was president, these licenses to broadcast for the big three, they'd be gone. CNN, the CIA's news network, they wouldn't be able to broadcast either. Langley, the CIA headquarters, which they've decided to give them a bigger set of headquarters. Can you imagine that? I'm sorry, but we'd have to go in there and take that place over. And I would call upon, oh my God, so much. But there's no backbone anywhere. There's nobody out there who's going to save you or me. I don't give a damn about this white hat stuff. I don't believe it. Yeah, some people that were verging on good, some people had a few good ideas, some people would step up to the plate partially, but I don't see anybody out there, any champion's going to stand up for us. Actually, I've seen a couple. One of them ought to be head of renewing some of our stuff, Homeland Security and all that stuff. The other one, Robert David Steele, needs to be appointed head of the damn CIA to straighten it out. The guy's a genius. The guy's got the experience, and he's a patriot through and through. Biney. I've listened to him before. The man did not impress me. It's just his outward appearance. Man, when you realize what he knows and how much he understands and how fast he could correct this whole thing. If he just had access to the NSA database, he says within 10 days he could identify all of the evil ones, all of the pedophiles, all of the corruption, where all the money has been going. We need to put him in power. Give him the authority. I'm not sure who I really want for president. Trump is the best we have. Yet he's a screw-up. He's one of the lead actors in their damn evil play they're pulling off on us. Stop being fooled, folks. Stop being deceived. What did Yahshua, the Messiah, whom you call Jesus Christ, what did he say? What did he recommend? He told you several things. He told you the name of the faith. It was called the Way. It wasn't called Christianity. It was called the faith of our fathers because it built upon the traditions of the Israelites, who told about him coming long before he got here. And they tell us straight out that 1/3 of the population of the earth is going to fall from this pestilence. And the evil ones are there using it as a playbook, saying this gives us license to kill 1/3 of the population of the world. That's just the first wave. In the second wave, they do it all over again. And depending on how you interpret that, that could be 2/3 of the Earth's population, or if you do it the math that I do, it's 48%. Anyway, it's a heck of a lot. Folks, get off your derrieres and come out talking about these hawks, these sons of a bitches who work for the bankers, the banksters, who want to kill us, who have started many wars, who want to start more wars. Their masters control them. Lindsey Graham, What a traitor he is. He's committed so many acts of treason outside this country along with his buddy John McCain. What the hell is he doing in office? It's because they took away our constitutional government, the structure our founders gave us. You want that back? I got a guy who I know can set the interior of this country right. We owe it to the world to step up to the plate. We owe the world this after what we've done to the world for the last century or so. We've allowed the misuse of American might abroad. We've been suckered into all kinds of wars on the wrong side. Actually, we shouldn't have entered into most of those. George Washington warned us about that. But you got a group of people that got us by the short hairs. They control us. They have a stranglehold on us. They got a death grip on us, and they're not going to let go. They're not going to let go until we ferret them out and get them out of where they're at. Why are people like Straussic still walking around when they are so evil? Evil personified. You want to see a man that's possessed, an evil man? Look at him before the United States Congress. Look at his countenance. Look at the look on his face. It's one of those people that Barack and St. Obama put into power. Untouchable by what Barack Obama did. Mastermind indeed. Who was his grandfather? Mastermind indeed. Who are his distant relatives? 3 bitches who controlled their nations. One of which, Theresa May. Another one in the Netherlands. I don't remember her name. She seems to be able to keep a low profile. Then Angela Merkel, the bitch who signs the Minsk Accords, never intending to keep the peace, but using it as a space to start a damn war. Folks, Yahshua said 2 things. Be not deceived. I remember that syntax. It's kind of an awkward one. But it makes sense to use the old syntax. Don't be deceived. And what was the other great order he gave us? Hold your ground. Stand your ground. Folks, you don't have any ground underneath you to stand on anymore. You have lost your bearings. We're like a ship, a drunken ship, tossed to and fro on the ocean. Le bateau ivre. Been so long since I read that stuff. Folks, stand your ground means you defend your home. It means you defend your life and you don't back down. You can't run and hide from this one. Dumb son of a bitches, I've been trying to wake up all of my life since I was 5 years old. I have decades into this fight. I got 7 decades into this. And what have you been doing? Oh no, you're not going to see a military record on me. Many times I wish I'd have done that. I didn't realize I was being held in reserve. I didn't realize I was in a position in which things were going to be shown to me. And I was going to be a slow learner. And I was going to be late to the party again. Is it too late, folks? I'm usually the last to know. When it comes to gossip and all that, I don't mind being the last to know. But at this point, can you or I afford to be the last to know? Hit that link down below. Buy one of my Bibles. Sit down and read it. Just marvel at the wisdom, at what it's telling you, at how it programs you up, how it changes your life, how it opens your eyes and opens your ears. Yeah, folks, it does that for you. So, put aside this new stuff, but talk to your neighbor about these horrible people. And I know I want to lambast the Democrats. The Republicans are horrible too. It's a one-party system. They put on a good show. At the end of the day, they're partying together, they're drinking together, they're chasing chicks together, they're doing whatever they want together, while during the day they pretend they're enemies. It's a hell of a show they're putting on for us folks in D.C. There are very few good men and good women. Very few. And when it comes to politicians, they almost all have violated their oaths because they refuse to tell you the truth, how the laws were set up, and how they've exercised control outside that 10 square miles that they don't have, that they shouldn't have. You want to know what to do about the central government? You ignore them, and you start real organic governments. And that includes at the state level. Thomas Jefferson said that if we lose the republic, the way to recover it was to group in groups of 100 and to not let men in that did not believe as we believe, to not let people in that weren't fully committed to the Constitution. Where did Jefferson get that? He got it from the Bible, from Moses. And I know we were told that Thomas Jefferson had his own Bible. And he took out some books he didn't like in the Bible. And we thought maybe he was really against all that. It turns out that wasn't the case. He took out the books of miracles in particular. Why? Because he wanted to see how it read without the miracles, without those fantastic claims. And he came to the conclusion that Jesus Christ, that's what he knew him by, because he grew up in that period of deprivation of the real name, the proper name of Yahshua, spelled with an A, not with an E, and the proper name for our Lord, our God, Yahweh. He realized that without the miracles, he was still a very good guy. He still went over properly and fully, as the same as if there were no miracles. The enemy's in the gates, folks. Gates doesn't mean they're inside the borders only. It means they're in your courts of law. The gates in ancient Israel are where the judges sat and gave judgment. They held court in the gates. At this point, you got a couple of gates running around. One in Maricopa County needs to go to prison pretty badly. He is thrown off, and I mean, listen to the guy talk. Listen to that guy, Gates, the supervisor, whatever, in Maricopa County talk. Why the hell is he still working for those people? He's going to go to prison, folks. He committed crimes helping take down this nation. Not just talking about this election, folks. And that governor, that woman who's in there, she got to go to prison for sure. Everybody's talking about it. We know she committed high treason against the state and against the federal. And your Billy Gates, the gates of hell, he's one of the most evil, vile, wicked men to ever walk the face of the earth. And you let him get away with it. He's setting you up for more pestilence, more famine. And when all else fails, as Gerald Celente says, they take you to war. They're busy trying to do that because they know we're on to them. And they know they're about to lose power. Folks, you don't need to rebel. You don't need to get too violent. You need to be able to defend yourself. Remember, Yahweh does not bless rebellion. He gives you those leaders for a reason. Yeah, Barack Hussein Obama's Yahweh's agent. Barack. His sword of lightning. His glittering sword, which Yahweh uses against those who hate him. Yeah, you hate him today. Most of the country hates him today. We have become his enemies. We worship the god of Moloch, the god of child sacrifice. That's why the rite, R-I-T-E, of abortion is so sacred to those bastards. They come out of such evil that when Joshua went into the promised land, he was ordered to kill them all. He didn't do it. And they dispersed into the world, and we are dealing with the survivors from back then, from Joshua failing to do his job as ordered by Yahweh. Yahweh didn't order that because he was mean. He ordered that because for 4 centuries at least, he had been working with those people to try to get them to stop their kiddie sacrifice and all the other BS they were doing. Your secret societies, the tradition according to Eustace Mullins, came from when Canaan was cut up and killed by his uncle. Why? Because he was doing stuff openly in the groves. They were doing sexual religious practices, and they were doing child sacrifice. That's right. And they were doing cannibalism, just like Mexico practiced, to the point where their one of their main food groups actually had human hearts in it. That's what they used down there. And you are supposed to respect that and coexist and give their culture, hold it equal to your own. Come on, folks. So you're going to go, you want to eat human hearts? They substituted pork for it. And the people who eat human flesh say it tastes a lot like pork. Especially that Baptist pastor's daughter, the singer. She loves it. She railed about how wonderful it was in the French Riviera because she didn't think that word would get back to the people here, that's what she loves to eat, is human flesh. Folks, you don't even have a government anymore. It's a police state. You are being held captive. In old days, populations were deported. In modern times, they don't deport us. They just take a foreign jurisdiction and superimpose it on us, which is what they've done here. So you are in captivity. You are in exile. Just like Israel went into exile. How long did that last? It's in the Bible. Read it. It was 70 years. Oh, folks. You got traitors pretending they're conservatives. And I'll be putting each one and entitling each one because I'm going to bring them to the public light. Share these videos. Get it out there. Stop these traitorous rat bastards. These guys that are syndicated. Some of them are traitors and don't realize it. Others are traitors and they know what the hell they're doing. Lindsey Graham knows what he's doing. This guy, Bill O'Reilly, knows what he's doing. Setting you up to take the sucker punch. Setting you up like a really slick, good con artist. He's playing on your greed, folks, your narcissism, that you can kick ass on Russia anytime you want. What a stupid thing to be selling. What a treasonous, traitorous rat bastard. That's all I got for you, folks. Over and out.